He could not see the sun anymore. The sky had turned black. Not night black. Worse. Thick. Heavy. Like a lid slammed shut. Ash fell on his shoulders. Hot. Sharp. It scratched his skin. He pulled his cloth over his mouth. It did not help. The ground shook again. Not a small shake. A hard one. Like the earth was angry. People screamed around him. He heard his name. Or maybe he imagined it. His ears rang. His heart pounded so hard it hurt. Boom. A sound like the sky breaking in half. He fell to his knees. Stones rained down. Roof tiles smashed. Wood cracked. Dogs howled. Horses screamed like people. The air burned his throat. He tried to run. He took 3 steps. Then the heat hit him. It was not like fire. It was worse. It was like the air itself was on fire. He gasped. His lungs locked up. He could not breathe. His hands shook. He dropped his bag. Coins spilled onto the street. Gold. Silver. Worthless now. Boom. Another roar. He looked back once. Just once. The mountain was gone. In its place was a tower of smoke and fire. Rising. Twisting. Growing bigger every second. It was coming for him. Everyone felt it at the same time. That deep fear. The kind that tells you the world is ending. This man was not a soldier. He was not a king. He was not famous. He was just a baker. A baker from a busy Roman town near the sea. A town full of shops. Homes. Children. Dogs. Painted walls. Warm bread. A town called Pompeii. And in a few hours it would be gone. Not slowly. Not gently. But buried. Frozen. Locked in time. And almost no one would escape. To understand what happened, we need to rewind. Before the screams. Before the ash. Before the sky turned black. Pompeii was alive. It sat near the sea. Warm. Loud. Busy. A place where money moved fast and gossip moved faster. Think of Pompeii like a mall mixed with a beach town. There were food stalls on every corner. Bars. Bread shops. Wine shops. Hot baths. Cold baths. Even fast food places where you could grab a hot meal and go. The streets were tight. Stone roads. Stepping stones to cross when rain flooded the ground. Walls were covered in paint. Bright reds. Deep blues. Messages scratched into stone. Some were jokes. Some were love notes. Some were insults. Marcus is a thief. Julia loves Felix. Vote for this man. He throws good parties. People lived close together. Rich and poor side by side. The rich had big houses. Open yards. Fountains. Slaves. Art on every wall. The poor lived in small rooms. Above shops. Behind kitchens. Packed in tight. Everyone heard everything. Pompeii was part of the Roman world. And Rome was huge. Think of Rome like a giant spider web. Roads everywhere. Soldiers everywhere. Laws everywhere. Rome liked order. Rome liked power. Rome liked money. But Rome also liked fun. Pompeii was a fun place. People came to eat, to drink, to gamble, to watch fights. Gladiators were stars. Real stars. When a famous fighter came to town, the city went wild. Fights broke out. Fans stabbed each other. Blood spilled before the games even began. The leaders tried to keep control. But Pompeii was rowdy. Still, life felt safe. The mountain watched over everything. Mount Vesuvius. Big, green, quiet. It did not look scary. It looked peaceful. Trees on its sides. Farms on its lower slopes. People planted grapes there. Olives. Fruit. The soil was rich. Dark. Perfect for growing food. No one living there had ever seen the mountain erupt. Not their parents. Not their grandparents. Not anyone they knew. To them it was just a mountain. Like a sleeping dog that had never bitten anyone. Yes, there were signs. The ground shook sometimes. Small shakes. Plates rattled. Walls cracked. 17 years before the end, a huge quake hit. Buildings fell. People died. But humans are good at forgetting. The city rebuilt. Bigger. Better. New baths. New homes. New shops. Money kept flowing. Life went on. People thought the shaking was normal. The gods are stretching, some joked. Others shrugged and went back to work. Then came the strange things. Wells dried up. Animals acted weird. The air sometimes smelled sharp. Like rotten eggs. But no one connected the dots. Why would they? There were no warning signs. No alarms. No science books. The mountain stayed quiet. And the day before the end, it was normal. Bread baked. Wine poured. Children played in the streets. People planned dinners. Argued. Fell in love. Fell asleep. They had no idea that under their feet pressure was building. Gas, heat, fire. Like a sealed pot left on a flame. The lid was about to blow. And when it did, Pompeii would never breathe again. Morning came like any other. The sun rose. Light filled the streets. Bakers lit their ovens. Shop owners swept the ground. Then, late in the morning, the first crack split the air. Boom, people froze. Birds burst from rooftops. Dogs barked and pulled at their chains. Everyone looked at the mountain. A dark cloud rose from its top. Not wide, thin at first, like a tall tree made of smoke. Some people laughed. "It's nothing," they said. "A fire on the hill. The gods are angry again." But the cloud kept growing. Higher, wider. It changed color. Gray, black, brown. Ash began to fall. Soft at first. Like snow. Children tried to catch it. People brushed it from their hair. Then the ground shook. Not hard, but enough. Cups fell. Walls cracked. People stopped smiling. But then, everything changed. A blast roared from the mountain. The cloud exploded upward, miles into the sky, like a giant fist punching through the air. Rocks shot out. Hot. Sharp. The ash fell faster now. Thicker. Heavier. Roofs began to creak. People panicked. Some ran for the gates. Some ran for the harbor. Some ran home to grab money and food. Others stayed. They prayed. They hid. They waited. They made a mistake that would cost them everything. Inside the clouds, stone and fire were smashing together. Pressure was tearing the mountain apart. Pumice rained down. White stones. Light but deadly. They hit heads. Broke bones. Crushed shoulders. Streets filled up. Step by step. Ash covered the roads. Then the knees. Then the waist. People stumbled. Fell. Could not get back up. Mothers carried children until their arms gave out. Fathers dragged old parents through the streets. The sky went dark. Not cloudy. Night dark. Torches were lit at noon. Breathing became hard. Every breath scratched the throat. Burned the lungs. People tied cloth over their mouths. It barely helped. Hours passed. The city was choking. Then nobody saw what was coming next. The mountain did not just throw ash. It sent death itself. A wall of heat and gas rushed down its side. Faster than a horse. Hotter than fire. It erased everything it touched. Herculaneum, the town closer to the mountain, was hit first. People there did not have time to scream. They died where they stood. In boats. In homes. In the streets. Pompeii was farther away. That distance saved it. For a while, the ash kept falling. Roofs collapsed under the weight. People were crushed in their beds. Others hid in cellars. Small rooms. Corners. They thought they were safe. They were wrong. As night came, the mountain kept roaring. Boom after boom. Each blast stronger than the last. The air grew hotter. Harder to breathe. Ash packed into lungs. Like wet cement. People fell asleep and never woke up. But some were still alive. They ran when the shaking paused. They climbed over bodies. Over stones. Over broken walls. Coins were dropped. Gold left behind. Nothing mattered but air. Then came the final wave. A surge of burning gas rolled over the city. No warning. No sound. Just heat. It stopped hearts. Burned lungs. Froze people in place. Some covered their faces. Some raised their hands. Some clutched loved ones. And then silence. Pompeii was buried. Layer by layer. Ash. Stone. Death. The city disappeared. Not destroyed. Sealed. Locked away. Waiting. The city was already dying. But the worst had not arrived yet. Deep inside the mountain, something snapped. The pressure won. The top of Vesuvius collapsed inward. And when it did, hell came with it. A roar ripped through the air. Not thunder. Not wind. Something deeper. Like the earth screaming. A massive wave rushed down the mountain. Not lava. Not fire you could see. It was a cloud. A living cloud. Gas. Ash. Stone. Heat. Moving faster than any man could run. Hotter than any oven. It swallowed everything. Trees vanished. Houses folded like paper. Stone cracked like dry bread. The wave hit Pompeii. In one breath, people did not burn. They did not melt. They died instantly. The heat was so strong it shut bodies down at once. Brains boiled. Lungs collapsed. Muscles locked tight. Some people froze mid-step. Others froze while holding children. Others froze with hands over their faces. Their last move became their final shape. Silence followed. Not peace, just empty quiet. Ash continued to fall. Soft now, gentle, like the mountain was tucking the city in. Layer after layer, street after street, home after home. Pompeii sank under it all. The sea pulled back, boats rocked. Then waves slammed the shore, ships broke loose, crashed, sank. The sky slowly cleared. The sun returned, but there was nothing to shine on. No city, no sound. Just a gray plain where life had been. The mountain stood still again, as if nothing had happened. as if it had not killed thousands in a single day. Pompeii stayed buried, not for years, for centuries. Grass grew, trees grew, farms returned. People walked over the spot and never knew. They built homes nearby, raised kids, told stories, all while a city slept under their feet. Then, one day, someone dug too deep. A wall appeared, paint still red, letters still sharp, a doorway to the past. Slowly the city came back. Streets, homes, shops, ovens, and people, not alive, but not gone. Their final moments were still there. A man reaching out, a woman shielding her child, a dog twisted in its chain. Pompeii did not rot. It waited, and when it was found, it spoke. It told us how fast life can end, how normal days can turn deadly, how humans ignore warnings when danger sleeps quietly. The people of Pompeii were not foolish. They were human, just like us. They laughed, worked, loved. They thought tomorrow would come. Pompeii reminds us of one hard truth. The ground under our feet is not always safe, and sometimes history does not whisper. Sometimes it explodes, and when it does, the world never forgets.